Have you ever wondered what happens in those first few moments after you die? We tend to imagine a journey, maybe toward a light or some kind of peaceful crossing over. But what if, for some poor souls, that journey just never begins? What if those spooky bumps in the night aren't something evil, but just a lost soul trying to figure out what in the world happened to them? Today we're diving into the chilling idea that some spirits might be trapped in a timeless loop, completely unaware that they've died. We'll look at the stories, the paranormal theories, and even some speculative science that suggests death isn't always the end, but a mystery the dead themselves are trying to solve. Across the globe and all through history, we find accounts of spirits that seem lost, confused, or just stuck on repeat, as if they haven't realized their time is up. And these aren't just campfire tales. Some are modern anecdotes that leave even the biggest skeptics feeling a little uneasy. One of the most powerful sets of stories comes from Japan, after the devastating 2011 tsunami. In the years following the disaster, which took nearly 16,000 lives, taxi drivers in the city of Ishinomaki started reporting strange fares. These widely reported stories, collected by sociology student Yuka Kudo, tell of drivers picking up passengers who asked to be taken to areas that were completely destroyed by the waves. In one chilling account, a driver picked up a young woman who gave an address in a district that was now just rubble. When he gently told her the area was gone, she asked a simple, terrifying question: "Have I died?" By the time the driver turned to face her, the back seat was empty. Now these are culturally significant narratives of loss, not verifiable proof of ghosts, but they paint a powerful picture of a belief that some spirits might linger just trying to get home. This idea isn't new either. History is packed with tales of confused spirits. Think of the classic ghost walking the halls of a castle, repeating the same task over and over. One of the oldest ghost stories ever written down, by the Roman author Pliny the Younger in the 1st century AD, tells of a phantom in Athens that would rattle its chains, as if it were still a prisoner in its earthly life. These stories don't suggest a spirit that's interacting with us, but one hopelessly stuck in its own past. Which makes you wonder, do they even know the present is happening? So for those who study the paranormal, why would a spirit not know it's dead? Well, it often boils down to how the person died and what kind of haunting they're creating. First, you've got the sudden death theory. Imagine a phone call that's abruptly disconnected. For a split second, you might keep talking before you realize the line is dead. This theory suggests a similar thing happens to consciousness. It's just instantly cut off from the body, leaving the person in a state of shock, still trying to finish their sentence. They might just keep going, trying to follow their daily routines, completely unaware that their reality has been turned upside down. This brings us to a big distinction in paranormal circles, the difference between a residual haunting and an intelligent haunting. It's a bit like the difference between a recording and a live conversation. A residual haunting is like an energy imprint, a recording stuck on a loop. Imagine a security camera video that plays back the same scene forever. The figures in the video walk the same path and do the same things, but they can't see you watching them or react to you. According to this theory, the ghost isn't a conscious being, it's just a psychic echo left on the environment, with no more awareness than an actor on a movie screen. An intelligent haunting, on the other hand, is more like a live video call with a bad connection. The person on the other end is really there and can interact with you, but they might be confused. They're so wrapped up in one powerful emotion or goal from their life, like a frustrating argument, that they don't notice the room around them has completely changed. If you go a little deeper into esoteric beliefs, you find concepts like kamaloka, a term from theosophy. Theosophists described kamaloka as a sort of astral waiting room. A better analogy is being trapped inside a personalized virtual reality game you can't quit. According to this belief, a soul that was very attached to earthly things gets stuck there, caught in a simulation built from its own memories and desires, completely unaware that it has left the physical world behind. Okay, so while mainstream science absolutely does not recognize ghosts, some fascinating research on the edges of human consciousness is making us question our neat and tidy definitions of life and death. The idea that consciousness isn't just an on-off switch is gaining ground, and it points to a much stranger reality. The AWARE studies, which stands for Awareness During Resuscitation, were led by Dr. Sam Parnia, and looked at thousands of cardiac arrest cases. While most patients remembered nothing, a small number, about 2%, reported having full, explicit memories of seeing and hearing real events while they were being resuscitated. This suggests consciousness might not just switch off like a light bulb. Instead, think of it like the embers of a fire that continue to glow and pulse with heat long after the main flames have been extinguished. It might slowly fade in a complex, unpredictable way. This leads to even more startling research. Studies led by scientists like Dr. Jimo Borjigin have found surprising surges of brain activity after a person is clinically dead. In a 2023 study, her team observed that 2 of 4 comatose patients who were taken off life support showed a big spike in gamma wave activity after their hearts stopped. Gamma waves are the fastest brain waves and are linked to high-level functions like consciousness. This is like a candle flame suddenly flaring up to its brightest point, just for a moment, right before it's snuffed out for good. This burst of activity was found in a brain region sometimes called the hot zone for consciousness. Let's be crystal clear, this is not evidence of a soul, but it does show that the brain can do paradoxical things, generating signs of heightened consciousness right on the brink of death. And then, if you really want to push the boundaries, you get into the OR theory, proposed by physicist Sir Roger Penrose and anesthesiologist Dr. Stuart Hameroff. Think of your brain as a biological computer, and your consciousness as the unique software running on it. This theory speculates that when the computer, the brain, shuts down at death, the software, that quantum information of your consciousness, isn't deleted. Instead, it's as if an emergency backup system kicks in, uploading that data to the cloud of the universe itself. This theory is highly controversial, but what all this research hints at is that the line between life and death is far blurrier than we ever thought. It opens a speculative door. If consciousness can flicker and surge in these gray areas, could a sudden end get it stuck in a state of confusion? So what if we entertain this idea for a moment? If some spirits are lost and confused, it completely changes how we think about ghosts. The things that go bump in the night suddenly become less of something to fear and more of something to pity. This idea echoes in many cultures. In Japan, the lingering spirits from the tsunami aren't seen as evil but as lost souls, or yurei, who can't find closure because of their sudden deaths. Many Native American and other indigenous traditions also have beliefs about spirits that stay earthbound because of trauma, and they have rituals to help those spirits move on. This reframes our entire relationship with the unknown. A flickering light might not be a warning, but a lost soul trying to hit a light switch. A faint whisper might not be a threat, but someone trying to talk to a person who can no longer hear them. That cold spot in the room could just be the signature of someone who doesn't understand why they can't feel warmth anymore. This shifts the whole story from horror to empathy. It suggests the real tragedy of a haunting isn't the fear it creates in us, but the profound loneliness and confusion of the spirit itself. It implies we have a kind of duty of compassion, to help the lost find their way, instead of just being afraid of them. When you look at it like that, the goal of a paranormal investigation isn't just to prove that ghosts exist, but maybe, just maybe, to bring a little peace to a consciousness trapped in its own past. So do ghosts know they're dead? After digging through personal stories, paranormal theories, and the very edges of science, the truth is, it's still a profound mystery. We have tales of confused spirits from ancient Rome to modern Japan. We have paranormal frameworks that try to sort mindless echoes from intelligent but disoriented entities. And we have science that, while not proving ghosts exist, is showing us that the moment of death is way more complex than we ever knew. There's no single answer. Maybe some spirits are perfectly aware. Maybe others are just energy replaying a moment in time. But maybe, just maybe, some are truly lost, wandering the borderlands between worlds, looking for answers they may never find. So the next time you hear an unexplained noise in the quiet of your home, or feel a sudden chill you can't explain, perhaps it's not something to be afraid of. Maybe it's just a lost traveler, tapping you on the shoulder, hoping you can give them directions home. What do you think? Do you believe a spirit can be unaware that it has died? Have you ever had an experience you just couldn't explain? Share your stories and theories in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you want to keep exploring the boundaries of our world, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.